do a little casting. So this is hostile. It's a master player. On the top right, red Zerg. And I'm at the bottom left as Protoss, as always. So I actually send my probe all the way over to the Zerg's base right away. Now, this strategy is more of my old HOTS build. It's not exactly the cannon rush intro. So there's a little bit of scouting, a little mind games. Overlord comes out right away. He's also doing a little interesting play. He's scouting right away. He's trying to see if he sees anything suspecting, like a Nexus first or like a Forge expand. That lighting though, I'll see if I can kind of help it out. My eyes kind of mess with me, and in the nighttime.
This is Sparta!
Sup, buddy? I need to pick your brain sometime on some good 2v2 strats, lol. Death
shit,
is
yeah. Hold on, let me go back. What? Oh, that's what. Yeah, of course, of course. You want to pick my brain on some 2v2s? Just give me an idea of what matchups in regards to the 2v2s. You know, because there's so many different things that you have to worry about depending on whatever matchup you have to play. So give me some scenarios and can I give you some feedback. So hostile right here, Masters player on the top right. I'm at the bottom left. As Protoss, I send my probe right away over to his base. What I'm doing here is it's kind of like the no cannon rush intro. I'm going to his base pretty much to deny it. If you can go in there right away without actually making a pylon, you can actually deny the hatchery. What this does is it allows me to, if he's going for a hatch first, it's going to delay his hatchery and force him into another expansion, which is okay for me because that means his drones have to walk so far away, and it just gives me a little extra time for my play. Send my pylon here, and then I'm going to do a forge. So right here I'm looking at 55 seconds to see if there's a drone coming out. If there's no drone coming out in 55 seconds, I know it's going to be a pull first. If there is a drone in 55 seconds, that lets me know that I am delaying his expansion, and his pull is going to be a little bit later due to the fact that he didn't want to do a pull first, but you know, he has no choice. Now in this case, because he saw the Overlord saw the probe, he has to make the hatch, the pull, but it's not an early pull. It's more like, oh shit, I was going to take a base. So he goes and takes it over here at his third. Well, in this case, I already make a assumption that he's going for a forced pull, but because it's a little delayed, I know it's not going to be an aggressive one. So I make a Nexus before cannon because I don't have to worry about anything. Now here I'm kind of just like, okay, I know he has a hatchery somewhere at the third. I just don't know which side. So I'm just waiting right here. This is kind of like I'm waiting for the Zerglings to come out so that I can place my pylon and then cancel it before it ends. Because the drone wants to come in and make a hatchery, and now he's waiting, right? I don't want to lose 100 resources. I'm just delaying the lings. At the same time, I scout the hatchery so I know where it's at. And right when it's coming up, I cancel it, save 75 minerals, and there goes the hatchery at the third. This is all just delay. Just delay. So that I can play my style. Now this probe goes and hides somewhere in the map while we're getting our 2 gases and our expansion and our cybernetics core. Yeah, for this play, you kind of don't need to steal any gases because this is gonna be a macro build for the Zerg. He's not really needing the gas early. Plus, when the hatchery's up at his third, he'll normally make that gas instead, and it won't really hurt him too much because he's kind of doing a macro build. Being that he's doing a macro build, it allows me to do my build, right? So I'm just pretty much gathering up probes. This is where you just beef up your gas. Notice how I'm getting my gas right away. I'm gonna start pulling these guys over because I'm doing a very gas heavy play. getting a stalker right now because I saw this overlord. I know in this case I can actually make the stalker and kill this overlord, because you really don't want this overlord to hang around, especially with the build that I'm doing, because my tech is going to be over here on the corner, and I don't want him thinking, well, where's his tech, and then start scouting around the map. So right here, this looks kind of normal, a stalker coming out. Okay, it could be like a, gate intro, and do a 2 timing attack, right? 2 base timing. You notice how his lings are on my 3rd and my 4th. So he's already kind of going, okay, it might be a 2 base timing attack. I'm about to see what he's doing. For the meantime, I'm going to be macroing. Drone, drone, drone is all they're doing right now. This is pretty much the objective for the Zerg. So here, my gases are on point, except I'm missing one right here. Got to do a gas check every once in a while, and then put your probe in the gas that's needed. It happens sometimes. So I'm getting my 3 stargates. I do make a cannon behind the stargates in case the lings come and scout it. So there's a lot of things. Well, what if he scouts your base, and what if he scouts your proxy? Is the build over? Not necessarily. If he scouts the proxy, as long as you have the cannon in the back, you'll be able to at least defend it until you continue the attack and hurt the Zerg player for you to transition. Now in this case, I'm already almost saturated on both bases, 4 gases, and I'm starting off my oracles at about 450, which is really good timing, because once you get 6 oracles, you pretty much have like that sweet spot where he's barely getting the Hydralisk Den when he's going for the 3 base, because right now he's been busy getting the drone saturated on all 3 bases, and eventually he's gonna turn into a layer and then start going into the Hydralisk Den. That gives you a little bit of time to actually do your 6 oracles. Making a pylon here to contain this cannon, make sure that the lings can't go behind it. So this is gonna be hard for lings to kind of kill. He's gonna have to wait for roaches. On the meantime, I'm getting a few cannons in the back just in case he decides to poke in. And it mostly always happens when you go in and do an attack. He decides, oh shoot, I have nothing but lings, let me go attack. Or I got a couple roaches, that's not gonna work with air, let me go attack. So this is kind of like the timing right here, going straight to his base. Now I go to the main base because I'm actually trying to do 2 things: kill the drones and try to take out the layer tech. If you take out the layer tech, that's going to eliminate the Hydralisk Den if quick enough, or at the same time the upgrades, +2/+2 upgrades for the Zerg. At the same time, you will deny him from mutas, and you don't want mutas with the Oracle play. So you kind of try to kill this, but he luckily has a grip of queens, and these queens are just meaning no business. They're trying to take me out, and I can't seem to get that layer. It's just too good right now. There's too many queens protecting it. At this point, he's pretty much just getting nothing but saturation. He's got to bring his drones right back, and now he's making spores and queens. At the same time, remember I told you that they normally come in for the attack or attempt to attack. So that's what he's attempting to do right now, or at least poke in to go, hey, what's going on? Shoot, I got a lot of bases now. He's looking for the Stargate, and he's checking this spot and this spot, because obviously when the oracles come from the bottom up, there's a chance it might be on the corner bases. So here's the Stargates. They're gonna get picked off. I go over here and try to go for round 2. The only problem is he was really prepared for this one. He had four spores and queens, and I'm going for the queens right here. Once I notice there's too many queens and too many spores, I start moving up to the top part of the base, and I start aiming at the layer. And during that time, my Stargates are being crushed, and I commit to eliminate the tech path from the Zerg. I mean, I kind of felt like I needed to, because I don't want him getting mutas. I don't want him going into a more heavier play. And I just make 3 Stargates at home, even once these guys are destroyed. Now, during the meantime, I have a couple oracles, and I'm switching up to charge lots. Now the Zerg's getting a 4th, and he's getting Spire Tech. That's what I was afraid of. That's what I was trying to deny. But at the same time, in case he didn't go Spire Tech, I was trying to deny his upgrades for the Hydralisk. 1-1 can be achieved, but not 2-2 without the layer. So layers coming up at the natural. Of course, 4 spores, 4 spores, 4 spores. So he's but he's on 3 bases, right? So we're kind of matched equally in regards to the fact that I'm on 2 base and he's on 3 base. At least for the PVZ perspective of Zerg always having a base, 1 more base plus than his fellow opponent, Protoss or Terran. So I revelate right here. I spot the spores. Now my gateway play is more charge lots, and that's to counter the Hydras and the spores, because right now with the air you're forcing out spores. You're not forcing out spines. You're also not forcing out Bailing Bus, Ling Bane, and that's what would normally crush this army right here. So you're kind of keeping him from doing the switch that would actually counter my my follow-up. So that's why I'm actually doing a lot of early air harass. Uh, the other reason why I go air most of the time in Zerg is because you see all this creep right here? If you're going ground, he's going to spot it so quick, and by the time he spots it, he's already changing his composition to be able to counter whatever he sees you coming in with. Or it kind of just gives him a head start of, okay, this is when I start needing to build some army. Let me start building. By the time you get to his base, I mean, he's already getting positioned, and you don't know what's going on. You're kind of like, oh shoot, I'm already in creep. It's kind of scary. I don't know if he's gonna just surround me in all directions or what I'm gonna be running into. I do revelate his roaches because I want to move out, but I want to move out knowing where his roaches are so I don't get caught off guard. So you'll see me get some zealots. At the same time, my oracles came back because I made stargates right away, right after I lost them. And now I'm gonna go move out. He's over here. I spotted him, so I know he's in the corner. I know I'm ahead of him when I get to his base, and he's gonna get caught off guard in location. At the same time, queens are here, right? Corruptors are here. The corruptors are to counter the oracles, but now the corruptors can't counter the charge lots. They're pretty much produced, but now he can't do anything with them. At least not yet. Now I know where the roaches were, somewhere in the corner. I spotted them, and I want to pick them up before they start producing any damage to the charge lots. Now right now, because he was kind of surprised, now he's starting to make roaches, and I got to run away from the corruptors. I come up his base, and I start doing a lot of attacking, trying to just eliminate a lot of the drones. And notice how the spine crawlers are non-existent, so it's just pretty much charge lots versus roaches. Now with the oracles, I come on do some extra damage now that I keep his attention with the charge lots. And his corruptors can't do anything right now. That's the problem about him making corruptors so early, trying to defend the air. He could have went mutas, but then I could switch up to Phoenix play. So that's kind of a difficult choice for the Zerg to see if he should make corruptors first or mutas. But he chose the corruptors. I'm coming over here whether they're dying, these oracles, but I'm trying to pick off these roaches. These roaches are the threat, not exactly the corruptors. Now I'm coming over here trying to kill the Hydralisk then. That way I don't have to face any Hydras, at least not anytime soon, because I did crush some of his economy. He's on 2 base again, but his drones aren't producing, and he doesn't have that much gas anymore. Spent a lot of it on the corruptors and on the roaches. So I switched up to stalkers right off the bat because they're going to do a little bit better to kiting the roaches, especially when roaches like to clump up in a real small area and let the zealots derp on the micro. Now he comes over here and starts killing my pylons, which is okay because once that runs out, I'll just make another pylon and power the gateways up and produce more stalkers. So this is a close match right now. He's destroying my tech. I'm coming in to go for that attack, keeping him low on resources. Make sure he doesn't produce a big army. Here I see some overlords I'm going to take out. Now he's coming in with a couple lings and roaches. Now something he did really good was send his drones out. The drones kind of jerked my stalkers from killing the roaches. Now it could have forced the roach attack, but at the same time I wanted to kill the drones also. So it's kind of depends on what you want to do. Kill a lot of his drones or kill some roaches. I figure I just stutter step, kill some drones, and then reproduce some units, and then kill the roaches. That way he doesn't have a really good follow-up on the income. Notice how his income is very low now. He might have these roaches, but no drones. I'd rather have that than him producing more of something else. I regroup, got my stalkers producing. He killed my nexus with the corruptors. So now this is a very low economy game right now. He's on 6 workers at the main, 4 workers at the natural. I got six workers plus 3 that are not doing anything, and these 2 long distance mining. Now I know right now that I can't, because he sent his drones and attacked with his army. I'm gonna do the same thing because it's gonna allow me to buffer the army that he has right now. So I'm sending all my probes. They're not gonna do any better over here, long distance mining, because I want to try to finish him before he regroups his drones. Now he comes in with the corruptors, kills the nexus, which I already expected there was a chance of doing, being that there's so many corruptors in the map and he can't do anything with them. So I want to come over here and kill this, especially before he could even think of maybe getting broodlords, because I still don't know what his income was. So I come over here, take out as much as I can. Corruptors, take out my nexus, and I have not enough for a nexus, but I'm taking out his buildings right now, and I have a pretty good army right now. He's over here in the corner. He is making ravagers, and he's got more drones to try to attack with. So he's trying to do the best that he can with it. I'm doing the same thing. I got some probes, and we're gonna go and meet up right now. He's doing vials right here. This does hurt me a bit, but I gotta get in, so I stutter step. I gotta make sure I move out the way. Some of his drones died just with those vials, so I kind of move out the way for that. And at the same time, I gotta keep moving away from these vials because I believe I'm already ahead in the count right now. So all I gotta do is micro properly. Corruptors can't do anything, which sucks for him on that. And he calls GG. Very good game, very close game. My Stargates got destroyed at the proxy, so being the fact that even if I make a proxy outside the map, all I need them for the meantime is to do early damage. If I lose them, I just make them at the base again, and the fact that I'm going charge lots allows me all that gas to regroup my Stargates to continue an Oracle follow-up with the charge lots. Hopefully you like this.